Beautiful Lagos, oh. Hey. Land of mercy, land of success, oh. For Lagos, everything is done change, oh. I say Governor Ambode is doing a great job, oh. Street lights all over Lagos, oh. He's bringing out the beauty in Lagos, oh.
Hello and welcome to Lagos This Week, where we showcase the activities of Governor Akinwumi Ambode, members of his cabinet, development partners at home and abroad, and Funke Adesoji. In tonight's program, there is a directive that the state government will no longer accept cash payment in revenue collection effective from next month. Governor Akinwumi Ambode commends Ford Foundation for donating $600,000, about 260 million naira, towards the architectural design and commencement of the iconic Lagos Museum project to be located in the Presidential Lodge and Lagos House in Marina. Plus, members of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in the House of Representatives from Lagos State endorsed Governor Ambode for the second term in office. These and other stories in a moment.
What kind of food is this? You this woman! You this woman!
My husband like to chop food with sweets. He no one bring money, oh. If I cook the food, that's the money reach. Hey, see me see wahala.
My own husband no say food with sweet. Na money kill am. Na plenty money I dey take go market to cook better chop. But today, Ishonde, rishi we dey take chop, oh. My darling no say food wey sweet, oh. Na money kill am, oh.
Yes, so now true what you talk, my sister. Food wey sweet na money kill am. This na why Lagos State government they call every businessman and woman, plus including all workers for Lagos State, to join hand with our Tokunadu governor Akinwumi Ambode to continue to share all these better things when we dey see so by paying your tax quick and all the time. People of Lagos State, una dey see the good work wey Governor Akinwumi Ambode don bracket everywhere for Lagos. Yes, now because he dey use the tax money wey some of us wey understand dey pay. Therefore, if everybody join hand with am and pay our tax, money go boku to make Lagos State great and life go sweet for we all as we want am. Abeg, make we pay our tax today because food wey sweet na money kill am, oh.
We begin tonight's program with Governor Ambode's charge on adult Lagos residents to pay their tax and other legitimate levies and duties. He says the state will no longer accept cash. The measure is aimed at improving service delivery as well as block all revenue leakages. The governor said the transaction process in revenue collection has now been made easy for the people and can now be paid every day, anytime and online. According to him, the era of paying cash for any form of government levies is over in Lagos.
Effective from 1st March 2018, no payments or taxes will be made by cash henceforth across the state. Taxpayers should be able to pay all legitimate bills through all payment channels at their own time and convenience. The transaction process is now going to be every day, anytime, and no weekends.
He said in partnership with InterSwitch Limited, all multi-layer platforms would henceforth be deployed and used by all governments, ministries, agencies, parastatals and associated companies. While explaining the rationale behind his decision to lead in the payment of land use charge, Governor Ambode said the move is a way of showing leadership by example. Track.
By paying my land use charge, and I ask all residents and citizens to join me by courageously making a decision for prosperity and pay all their due taxes. Just as I paid instantly, I received my receipts as evidence of payment, which shows that every kobo I've invested is going directly to the Lagos State government's account.
He appealed to all taxable adults to be patriotic in this crusade to make provision of basic amenities and easy tax for the government. The governor has unveiled plans by the state government to build a modern museum in Ikeja to promote arts and science in addition to the Marina Museum. Ford Foundation, an international organization, has contributed towards the architectural designs. Receiving the Ford Foundation delegation, Governor Ambode said the two iconic tourism structures are in line with the vision of his administration to transform the state into a world-class tourist destination. He said Lagos is going to have a world-class museum.
The confidence Ford Foundation has actually reposed in us has actually inspired us to want to do all the things we want to do in the cultural space. And for Lagos, this means a lot to us. I recall last time that I said that the mere fact that the brand Ford Foundation is here working with Lagos State government is something that really shows that we can actually make Lagos a world-class tourist destination. People will recall that we had said that we were going to have our own Lagos museum, and the dream is being spearheaded by Ford Foundation.
Governor Ambode said the efforts to build iconic tourism structures for the state were in line with the promise of his administration to put the state on global tourism map. Earlier, leader of the delegation highlighted the importance of the visit to the State House.
Lagos Museum project is coming up at the space in between the Governor's Lodge and the old Presidential Lodge that has been handed over to Lagos State. So we are happy that Ford Foundation is partnering with Lagos State. The money will be used essentially for the preliminary works towards the design, the groundworks, etc. Before the actual construction will begin.
There's this kind of iconic cultural center. So we feel that being able to create a space where people from all over the city and all over the world can come to understand the unique history and heritage of Lagos State is a very important kind of contribution to make to a great city.
The governor said the innovations were in line with the project This of his administration, which stands for tourism, hospitality, entertainment, arts and sport to promote excellence in Lagos. Lagos State members of All Progressive Congress (APC) in the House of Representatives have endorsed Governor Ambode for a second term in office. The lawmakers said their decision is based on the massive infrastructural development and giant strides in all sectors and sections of the state. The majority leader said the decision to unanimously endorse Governor Ambode for a second term was as a result of his brilliant performance in office in the last 2.5 years. Speaking to Government House correspondents after a closed-door meeting with the governor, Femi Gbajabiamila said the lawmakers were indeed proud to associate with the achievement of the governor so far and will be supporting him all the way for another term in office. The House leader, who described the endorsement as history repeating itself, as the caucus was the first to endorse the governor for election in 2015, said it was instructive that there was not a single dissenting voice in the decision to support Governor Ambode for re-election.
We looked around, our ears were to the ground, we saw what was happening. In fact, it's a no-brainer. If we did not endorse him, the question would be why? What informed you or not? What is this about? I don't think there's any well-meaning person in this state that means well for this state. Whether you're APC, PDP, even if other parties mean well for this state, I don't even expect them to have a candidate or an aspirant for this position, because the governor is doing well and he's only going to do more, given another 4 years.
He urged the governor to see the endorsement as a call to do more for the people of the state. Responding, Governor Ambode thanked the federal legislators for the honor, saying that the endorsement was for him to do more for the people.
This word of encouragement by way of this letter is to, inspire me further to continue to render service to the good people of Lagos. I want to thank you so much for the honor you have done me this afternoon. I received this with all humility, and I pray that God gives us the grace to actually honor all the letters and the words in this message. God bless you.
According to the governor, he was greatly humbled and delighted to receive the APC caucus in the House of Representatives from Lagos State. The state governor, Akinwumi Ambode, has stated that Lagos has the capacity to host international football tournaments and use sport as a tool to showcase its rich tourism, hospitality and entertainment. The governor said this when he received the president of the Federation Internationale de Football Association, FIFA, Gianni Infantino, and his team on a courtesy visit to the Lagos House in Alausa, Ikeja. The governor, while welcoming the choice of Lagos as the host city of the FIFA Executive Committee Summit, said it will present a great opportunity for the state to showcase its huge investment in football development, especially for youth and women. He also expressed confidence that the FIFA president and his team, after the visit, would consider Lagos favorably to host a FIFA competition, while also pledging support for events by the world's football governing body.
I want to say sincerely that we are so excited that Lagos is playing host to this FIFA Executive Football Summit. This is going to be the second African city that's going to host this kind of meeting, and we're excited that we decided that Lagos should play host to this. It's very important for us because soccer is really all the way from Lagos here, and we are able to show you the kind of facilities and the things that football can actually, do to us as a nation.
Earlier, the FIFA president said he was in Lagos with his team, not only for the FIFA Executive Committee Summit, but also to discuss with the NFF on the possibility of developing some projects in Nigeria.
We are here to, of course, on one side discuss with PINIC and with Nigeria Football Association few projects on Nigerian football and how we can work together with CAF as well, and how we can improve football, even though you don't need it because your football is already excellent. But one can always try to do, or at least pretend before the others to do something more. And of course, there are some very interesting projects that we will discuss with the Nigerian FA. In addition to this, dear Governor, I would like to thank you for welcoming us in Lagos for a FIFA Executive Football Summit.
Governor Ambode also spoke at the Nigeria Football Federation Awards held at Eko Hotels and Suites, said that partnering with the NFF for the hosting of the award was also a privilege to showcase Lagos as the emerging sport hub. Mr. Infantino, who was accompanied by the Secretary General of FIFA, Fatma Samba Diop Samora, and CAF President, Mr. Hamad Ahmad, said the summit, which would begin on Tuesday, February 20th, would feature top executives and general secretaries from 52 football associations from Europe, North America, Central America, and also Africa. He said that it was part of FIFA's new democratic system to discuss with stakeholders on the future of global football. Governor Akinwumi Ambode has commended the ministers of God for standing in the gap continuously to pray for the peace, progress and development of Lagos State and by extension the nation. He said without doubt the prayers of the saints have been keeping us together as a people, and more importantly, it is the reason for the prevailing peace and prosperity we are witnessing in Lagos State, even in the period of economic recession. The governor said he has no doubt that as people of the state cry unto God today for a better and promising future for Lagos State, he will surely listen to their cries. This was part of his goodwill message at the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Lagos State Chapter Annual Interdenominational Service held at Shepherd's Hill Baptist Church, Obanikore, Lagos, where the message of the sermon was on humility in service.
Please continue to serve your people. In the book of Acts chapter 13, verse 36, the Bible says, and David served his generation according to the will of God. And that is the pride of serving. People may not appreciate you, they may call you names, and they call me, I don't care. But I am not a politician, I'm a servant of the Lord. Heaven is my goal. And I will not be distracted by politicians around me. I will continue to serve my generation according to the will of God. Please continue. Don't be distracted. The Lord is on your side like a mighty warrior.
Without doubt, the prayers of the saints have been keeping us together as a people. And more importantly, it is the reason for the prevailing peace and prosperity we're enjoying in Lagos State, even in the period of economic recession. I have no doubts in my mind that as we cry unto God today for a better and promising future for Lagos State, you will surely listen to our needs and cries. I urge us as brothers and sisters in Christ to live an exemplary life worthy of emulation. As a government, we will always count on your support and prayers, because without this, nothing much can be achieved. All that we have done in the past 32 months is to provide leadership with innovative ideas and passion to ensure significant improvement in the living conditions of our people. We give glory to God for all that He has enabled us to achieve so far, and the great things we look forward to in the near and foreseeable future.
Chairman of Yaba Local Council area of Lagos State, Kayode Omiyale, has said a large portion of the council's budget will be dedicated to education, health, youth and women empowerment as he presented the council's budget of the year, christened Budget of Prosperity. He also said the council will begin generation of internal revenues from levies on street name renewal as well as burial space in the cemetery.
As a house, he will not rent my house in scrutinizing this budget to deliver his promise in meeting the aspiration of our people. As usual, they will feel we are duty bound to painstakingly to the nitty-gritty of the budget for the purpose of transforming same for the benefit of all residents in this LCDA. We ensure that year 2018 budget deliver on its promises to stimulate the development of our communities, improve on our infrastructure, and deliver inclusive growth and prioritize the welfare of the people of this local council development area. Let me appeal to the executive to see the legislative arm of government as one and as an obvious, as one as it is obvious that working as a team will ensure smooth service delivery, working together, as you can see in the last few months of our coming to office, brings smooth, effective administration.
We are able to state our expected from IGR, which about 180 million plus. Then the expected allocation from the state, which is about 709 million, and we expect to have about almost $1 billion plus from the value-added tax. So this is our expected revenue, and our personnel cost this money will be, shared to personnel cost, overhead cost, and some recurrent expenditures. By and large, we have presented about over 2 billion naira, 231 million plus our budget to the house this morning, in which we are going to spread on the education, health, women affairs and poverty alleviation. We are going to cover the area of environmental sanitation, agric and rural, then the empowerment of our people, as well as the infrastructure.
We'll be back in a moment.
What kind of food is this? You, this woman!
My husband loves a good life, but hates to pay for it. In my despair, he gives me all the blame. Oh, I have a loving husband who knows good things cost money. He gives enough to help me make nice meals. So I make my darling happy when it's time to take his meal, giving smiles to my lovely family.
It costs good money to get the good things of life and for government to provide the much needed infrastructure we all in Lagos State so much crave for. It is an offense not to pay tax. The people are happy with the various efforts of the government to making life better for citizens through the many landmark infrastructures everywhere you go in Lagos State. If you own a business or work in Lagos, it's your duty to pay your tax as and when due. Help Lagos State serve you better. This message is from Lagos State Internal Revenue Service.
Welcome back. Now, the Lagos State Commissioner for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, Sheye Oladejo, has said the administration of Governor Ambode will not relent in its efforts to make the state a safe place for investors and residents. The commissioner spoke on the state-of-the-art safety response facility as well as security management in the state, also gave insights to the mechanism of the commission and more. Hear him.
Since this administration came into being, since 2015, we've had a rebranded approach to emergency response in Lagos State. We have retrained, we have improved on the capacity of our responders. We have acquired a whole lot of state-of-the-art equipment, and Lagosians can testify to this as regards ensuring that we have capacity to respond in terms of time, in terms of ability to provide the needed assistance where they may be needed, in terms of communication through our command and control center, in terms of general organization. A typical emergency response by our team consists of the fire service, it consists of the LASAMBOS, that's ambulance service. You have the full complement of the RRS, just like the way it's done in other climes. And I can boldly say that now we have capacity to respond in the air, on land, and on the sea. But what we are doing differently is the very, very core duty of governments anywhere in the world, providing safety of lives and property. That's the most important duty of any government. In an environment where you don't guarantee safety of lives and property and security as well, there's no way you can have any development or growth. And since we've been able to achieve that, you can see what has translated to in terms of development in the state. Lagosians now go to bed with the two eyes closed because they have a government that's capable of responding, that has the capacity to respond in the air, on the land, and the sea. And with that, we can only give kudos to this government. So what we do in this ministry remains the flagship of what the Ambode administration has been able to bring to Lagos State, and it can only get better.
Finally on the program, Special Advisor to Governor Akinwumi Ambode on Education, Fela Bankolemo, has assured that this administration is committed to building a formidable youth workforce in the state as it kicks off the 3rd edition of the state's Ready, Set, Work campaign in tertiary institutions across the state. At an event to mark the takeoff, the SA spoke extensively on the objectives of the project, workability, private partner participation, and many more.
Our intention is going to be the biggest volunteer faculty in the country. It ties into what the governor told us to do. You recall when we started 2 years ago, the mandate the governor gave us was prepare our graduates for the world of work. We started with 500 students. Last year we did 12,000. This year we're doing 25,000 students. And like you also seen what we've done, we have more institutions coming in. So we have Yaba Tech joining, Unilag, Caleb private universities also coming in. Because the governor told us to make it very inclusive. So if any institution is in Lagos, they should be part of Ready, Set, Work. So we're excited. And this year, what we've done here is a faculty, which is private sector driven. We have some of the biggest names in corporate Nigeria being part of this faculty. So our students will have some of the best experiences to prepare them for the world of work.
Other participants at the event also spoke on the success stories of previous projects and expectation in the new one.
When we say that to develop a nation, what you need to do is to develop the human capital. You must start off with the practical aspect, and that is what Ready, Set, Work is doing. When you see that the inspirational mentors that we are bringing to bear to teach on this program, they are changing the mindset and the orientation of the students. You also see that the opportunity of the internship that our final year students are being made to go through is giving them the opportunity to network. Then you find out again that the opportunity of the Ready, Set, Work program is teaching them the kind of values that they need in the work environment.
I think what lends to its sustainability, it means that it's low-cost, high-impact program. So I think it's set to reach, and it will certainly reach its targets, which is to reach every student in Lagos State at the tertiary level. I think that's very achievable. And with the standards that were set in this first stage of the program, what is going to happen is that more organizations, more faculty will want to get involved, because we can clearly see from the inspiring speeches of those that were impacted that this definitely is yielding results already. And even the employers of these students that were trained are so proud to have been part of this program. So definitely I think it will go very far and it will have a lot of impact not just for Lagos but for Nigeria?
It's been an incredible ride. We started with this initiative in 2016, and we've also been part of developing the curriculum. It's been a wonderful experience watching the incredible minds that we have in Nigeria learn through a period of 13 weeks and begin to demonstrate some of the skills that they have learned even on their jobs during their internships, and preparing them even for the 21st century world of work. So again, just listening to some of them here and some of their testimonials, I'm inspired to do even more. It's been a wonderful and fulfilling ride for us.
It's bringing out the beauty in Lagos.
And this is how far we can go on the program tonight. Thanks for watching. Until we come your way again next week, I'm Funke Adesoji. Good night.
Land of mercy, land of success. Oh. For Lagos, everything is done change. Oh. I say Governor Body is doing a great job. Oh. Street lights all over Lagos.